Hello and welcome to Colin Bradley Artcast. I'm Stephen Bradley.
And I'm Colin Bradley.
How you doing, Dad?
I'm fine, Steve, thank you. All ready to go.
Good, good. Excellent. Yeah, we had a pretty rough week last week. There's this norovirus that's been going around, and last week was an absolute write-off for us here. So this week we are just about recovering and recouping and getting back into things because it was awful. The entire family, we were all just absolutely wiped out with it. First the kiddies and then us. So just went around the entire house. But we've recovered. We got through it. We're back on track now with doing things and doing work. And I thought, well, we should get on another podcast if we can. So yeah, this week we'll talk a little bit about what you've been up to, Dax. I know you're working on a new picture, and you sent it to me, and it blew me away. So I can't wait to show people what you've been doing. So yeah, tell me. Let's give me a little bit of background before I show the picture. Give me a little bit of background about where this new project came from.
Well, I've got it in my usual source. Do you know, I can't remember. I think it was on the Facebook page where they had reference pictures for artists. I think that's where it came from. Unless it came from Pixabay. I've had it a while. The reason I didn't do it is because, well, I thought this is going to be hard. Do I really want to do it? And I don't like starting a project and giving up on it. I don't like doing that. It's a backward step as far as I'm concerned. So until I'm really sure that I can do it and do it from the point of view of the class, and the other reason is because it was so hard, and I thought, is it going to work? Is it going to work for people watching it? And I've got reservations about this one because I think this is going to be pretty hard for people to follow because there's a lot to it. If it would probably be about 5 or 6 hours long if I did everything. So I've had to shortcut them little bits rather than too much. But it's interesting because I think you'll find when you see the picture, the techniques I'm applying are new, different from ones I normally do, and I think this is good fun. In the past we've had people, members asking, how do you do this gingery, orangey tones? They are hard. I mean, the black and whites and greys and so on are pretty straightforward. But these are hard, and you have to apply different techniques to it. It's all to do with basically, I'll explain that as we go a bit further into it. And I had to think about it. And also, the other thing is, I had to expand the range of pencils. Not many more than I would normally use, but different tones. Again, I'll put a couple on the screen for you and show you as I go along here.
Okay.
And so it's going to be, this is the background to it anyway.
Okay. Well, let's have a little look at how it's going. So, in this picture, there's the reference and your current work in progress, and I mean, just straight off the bat, it looks really impressive, and the photo doesn't look like an easy one to copy.
No.
You really have to do a hard job on interpreting what you see. You know, it's a really gorgeous pose, but you've got fabrics here. You've got the shadow of this. You've got to make him look like he's on the surface, or it might be a girl. Look like the dog's just on that surface, and one paw forward, one paw back, like not your bog standard dog portrait by any means.
Not at all. And you can see why I had reservations about it, can't you? And the other thing is, it's on a very white, probably a very white grey. I don't think that's a carpet. I think it's probably a sheet or something. It looks like it, doesn't it? So that's going to have to be changed. So this is scary because what do you do? I mean, normally I've got something in the other pictures I've done. I've got something to work with. It's a carpet, right? Well, this is the idea of it. Here, I've got to change it from a sheet to a carpet,
So you're
and
not
I
going to
think
do it white. You're going to. Is it going to be white or is it going to be different?
I really don't know yet. What guides me, and I think people probably find this interesting, is what's the animal colours. Whatever is in the animal colours, I put in the carpet. Sometimes it's different, combinations, but
Mm.
it has to match. And this is where we're going to be. Colin's going to be scratching his head a bit because what
Yeah.
do I do? And I don't know at the moment what I'm going to do there. So it's going to be really
That
interesting to see this progress.
that's interesting. How you would change? Why you would change it from a sheet? Is it because it's just too? There's no texture to that surface. It's a bit. It would be harder to represent a sheet because it's so subtle. Like on the photo, you can
No,
kind of work it out, but on a painting, it's harder to work out.
no. That would be easier for me. If I was to copy that as it is, piece of cake, no problem at all. Changing it is an altogether different matter. So why do I do it? Why don't I do that? Well, I mean, you look at that and you think, oh, that's quite nice, but it's not, I suppose, boring comes to mind. It's a lovely picture of the animal. I love the cover. I think that's lovely too. Still a lot of bit work to do there, but and the background, that boring old pink background on that's the base colour. And I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you the picture which I've got a little bit further along. I've got a little bit more done, not a lot, but a little bit more done, and I'll show you that. So you've got a boring sheet that it's resting on, and a bit of a boring bitty background. So all of that's got to be changed. This is where I think as artists we come into our own. We can, as long as we've got the experience, we can say, oh, well, I can change this. But why do I do a carpet? Well, that would make and break this picture as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Which put me under more pressure, doesn't it? If it makes and breaks it.
Yeah.
So,
So
but
it's about making the picture more appealing and changing the reference picture to be a bit more of a nicer a nicer looking
if you,
picture.
for the moment, while I've been talking, I've been thinking about it. You know, the area above the nose, working up, just not quite between the eyes. Do you see that colour we've got there?
Hmm.
Now that would be quite a good colour. If you think of that, done in the way I've done it before a few times now with that carpet, mottly carpet design, which has come out really well. I like that. So imagine that being on the carpet. You
Much
can just
nicer,
about.
warmer tone. Nice blending in with the animal, like you said, like that harmony of color.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that could work. I wouldn't go down to the orangey, that colour. I wouldn't do that because that would take it away from the animal. What you've got to do is enhance the animal. So it's interesting. I think this is one of the hardest ones I've had to do simply because I've got to change things. I can't rely on the picture to help me
Mm.
that much.
One section I particularly like, I'll just bring up, is just the 3D effect of this area here, of really feeling like that blanket or duvet or whatnot is, curled underneath his head. It's nice. Is that hard to do?
Yes, yes, it is. No question about it. I work a lot on that. And this is where I'm saying that if I had a video here and I had to do all of that, that would probably take me about an hour to do it on and off, and that's a long time. You never. So what I have to do is split it. Also, you see, I've put a pattern in there. You can see that pattern starting. Well, I finished it now, so I can show you the finished picture now. In a minute, I've finished that off. But that again is hard because not only have you got to put the pattern in and make it look unartificial, because you see that you can just see it on the original
Yeah,
picture.
yeah. I was just saying, yeah,
Did you
just
see that? Well, and the other thing about that is you've got the light coming down the middle of
yeah,
that area. You've got dark at the bottom and dark at the top, and you've got light in the middle. So all of that has got to be pre-done before you can put the pattern on. So again, this is hard, and it could spoil it if I didn't get it right, which I think I've done. I think I've done a pretty good job of it actually. But if I hadn't done, that would have spoiled it. It'd have been, oh, what a lovely animal. Shame about the background. I don't like that kind of attitude. I don't I don't really want people to look and see the background particularly and what's around. I want them to see the dog. But all the extra bits you've got there enhance the appeal, as far as I'm concerned.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to stop sharing this so that you could show us a little bit of an update of where you're at now, if you
Ah,
may.
okay, I've got to put this in the right position. So tell me if I'm in the wrong position. Here we go.
That's perfect.
Is that right?
That yeah, that other eye obviously is part way completed, isn't it?
Yes, that's not finished yet. That would be very odd if it was, wouldn't it? Let's come
Um,
a little close. Can I come a bit closer for you and have a
you
look at
can,
that?
you can, so you can see that pattern a bit better on the blanket.
And look over on this side. You see the dark as opposed to the light. That's going to be pretty dark all the way through there.
Yeah, that's a really nice soft background. That's a much softer background, and it also doesn't take away from the animal because in the reference picture you had sort of a dark, far background, didn't you, in the corner? But that almost brings like it looks like that animal and the blanket is popping out of the picture,
Yes,
with
and it's
that
also a
background.
little. With the other picture, if you can recall it, it was quite bright above that eye that I finished, and I've toned that down. So that's what you have to do if you start off with bright and then you come in and close in on it.
It's
But I'm
nice
very
to see
pleased with
the
it.
tweaks that you. It's nice to see the tweaks that you make to a picture, a photograph, to make it more like a painting. It's nice to see those little
That
changes.
that's right. That's I think where we score really as artists. We don't have to follow it. I mean, you've seen it on the screen, but in real life, it looks even better than it does on the screen. I mean, I saw it on the screen there, and I thought, oh, it's okay. Now I'm looking at it in real life. It's altogether different. I think this is again something that the original art has against a print. You know, with a print, it's flat. Original art, I think, is something of the artist that goes into that picture. Something of this bit of a soul goes into that, and that's what you see when you're viewing original work. And it's lovely, though, isn't it? I mean, this is why I love doing what I do.
Yeah, no, it's looking excellent. Great stuff. So what's your next part of this? Are you going to do the eye? Are you work your way down now to the bottom because you've done the top? You've got to work your way down.
Well, I did say that this is taking a long time. So what I tend to do is break away and do a little bit the easy bits, and then I go for the bit of the hard bit. And when I've had enough of that, I think, oh, hang on, let's hold on, because one of the things I find, and I'm sure other people do, is you keep working on something, trying to get it right, trying to get it right, you get frustrated. So I've learned in my time to stop when I'm ahead. When I get to a point where I think I'm not going to carry on because if I do, I'm going to spoil it. And that's the one thing I won't do. And I don't think I've ever done that. Well, no, I don't think I've ever done that as a professional artist, actually spoiled something like that because I overworked it. I hope that helps.
Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. No, lovely stuff. Good, good. Okay, well, I look forward to see. I'm sure everyone's going to be itching to see what the finished picture looks like and see where you're at. So we'll check back in with your dad and see how it's all going. And if people aren't aware, this picture, you're filming it. It's going to be a class on the website. We'll hopefully have another class coming in April to the website. We added a new class last month, or this month in March. There's a new demonstration up on YouTube if people are interested on a dog's muzzle. But we've got another demonstration as well coming in the next week for YouTube as well. Free demonstration for people to be able to watch and see how the pastel pencils create these realistic animal pictures. Good stuff. All right, well, we'll leave it there for this week. Thank you, everyone, for watching and for listening. I'm Stephen Bradley.
And I'm Colin Bradley. Enjoy your
Enjoy your
week.
week.